The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Sunrise podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning, everyone. It is 5 a.m. on a finally Friday morning. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Alex Fisher.
It has been 4 weeks since a deadly car crash involving 2 Bakersfield police officers. A witness at the scene spoke to 17 News, providing new details about what took place, with police and highway patrol remaining tight-lipped. 17's Michaela Armstrong has more details about his side of the story.
It was pitch black, so I came to a stop sign, and from the corner of my eye, I thought it was just a cop sitting in the dark. And then when I made the left turn, I realized that the cop car was smoking and it was crushed.
Antonio Valencia was on his lunch break around 2 in the morning when he encountered the deadly crash between 2 Bakersfield police officers and another vehicle on South Vineland and Muller Roads.
So I pulled over, and as soon as I pulled over, the driver came out the window and was asking for help.
When he saw the vehicles, he first noticed the police car.
The front end was crashed in, and the driver's side, if they got T-boned.
Then he noticed the Honda Accord, but didn't see the people inside.
It was turned upside down. That's all I seen.
So Valencia called 911, alerting emergency response of the crash. When officers arrived, Valencia says they went straight to the police.
The first people I seen them take were the cops, but I know that they were trying to work and get the other people out of the car because it was upside down.
Lawyer Daniel Rodriguez, representing the family of Mario Lares, who died in the crash, says that was a poor decision on behalf of the police.
They're supposed to protect and serve, especially when one of their own seems to have violated the law. And they should have gone to try to help the victims. And in this case, the police officers were not the victims.
A big question in this crash has been if the cops involved had their lights and sirens on leading up to the impact. Valencia confirmed to 17 News the officers did not.
No, nothing was on. If I never took the double look, I would have just drove right past thinking it was the cops sitting at the stoplight, waiting for someone to run it.
The passenger in the car with Lares, Ana Hernandez, was left with life-altering injuries, and BPD officers Ricardo Robles and Travion Cobbins suffered injuries. As for Valencia, he is grateful he was there that morning, or he says the outcome could have been different for all.
I feel like if I just drove past it, they probably could have all died.
Michaela Armstrong reporting. We have reached out to Bakersfield Police and CHP numerous times over the past month for more answers on this crash, even basic details like who was driving and were the officers given a drug and alcohol test after that crash. Officers keep giving us the same response, that the crash is still under investigation.
Meantime, Evan Demestahos, the former assistant chief of the Bakersfield Police Department, has pleaded no contest to a wet reckless charge. Demestahos was initially charged with driving under the influence back in August of last year. Wet reckless is a common plea bargain to a DUI charge that carries lesser penalties but still counts as a prior DUI on the person's record. The former assistant chief made headlines in 2019 when he was investigated for a fight with his then wife outside the VIP lounge on California Avenue. Charges were never filed after the woman denied being the victim of a crime.
Kern County Animal Services seized a pit bull and a husky from a Bakersfield home after receiving videos showing a pregnant woman beating the dogs with a metal baseball bat. That is according to a warrant obtained by 17 News, which includes a grainy photo of the alleged incident. The warrant says the abuse was reported on February 7th. The dogs were seized the next day from a home on Dorrance Street near Vista Mesa Drive. The woman has not been identified or arrested.
New details on the case involving a counselor at Thomas Jefferson Middle School accused of sexually assaulting a 14-year-old girl. A warrant filed by investigators says the abuse unfolded when Jose Solis took the girl's phone after catching her using it in class. Solis allegedly told the student, quote, "I think you owe me a favor now." The teen says Solis then touched her inappropriately and called her back to his office over the next few days, where the abuse continued. The warrant says Solis also sent the teen a friend request on Snapchat. The investigator was present when the teen called Solis using Snapchat's voice call function. And that's when Solis allegedly admitted to touching the girl. The 37-year-old was arrested last month. Charges have not been filed as of news time.
Amid intense pressure to be more transparent, President Biden made his first remarks about the high-flying objects shot down by the U.S. military. NBC's Bree Jackson is in Washington this morning with more.
We waited until it was safely over water.
President Biden making no apologies for the U.S. military shooting down a Chinese spy balloon.
Sending a clear message. The violation of our sovereignty is unacceptable.
The president also addressing the 3 unidentified objects.
I gave the order to take down these 3 objects due to hazards to civilian commercial air traffic.
Crews are searching for debris and answers as to what they are, but officials say they did not pose a security threat.
They were most likely balloons of a commercial or maybe research nature.
After weeks of mystery surrounding the high-altitude objects, the president is directing his administration to develop sharper rules to track, monitor, and shoot them down when necessary. Defense experts say it's important that the administration set boundaries with China and other countries.
I think it's really important in order to avoid some kind of crazy miscalculation that could take place.
Republicans argue the administration was caught flat-footed.
We have to react strong and swiftly, and he reacts weak and slowly.
The president criticized China's surveillance program and says he won't hesitate to defend U.S. airspace.
Make no mistake, if any object presents a threat to the safety and security of the American people, I will take it down.
In an exclusive interview with NBC News, the president also says he plans to speak with Chinese President Xi Jinping. The Chinese Foreign Ministry is urging the U.S. to work with China on the balloon incident, calling the intrusion unexpected and isolated. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
Bakersfield Congressman and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy led a delegation of Republican lawmakers to the southern border yesterday. It was his first visit to the area since the GOP took control of the House in the midterm elections. The speaker's been an outspoken critic of President Biden's border policies. The White House blasted McCarthy's visit, saying House Republicans should spend less time on, quote, partisan publicity stunts and more time working on solutions.
5:55 is your time now, and vandalism and burglary are problems many businesses in downtown Bakersfield have struggled with for years. And a local coffee shop says they were broken into twice in a row this week alone. Here's video of the damage to Blue Oak Coffee at the corner of 20th and G Streets. It's right across the street from the Fox Theater. The owners of the shop say they have been vandalized Wednesday and then again yesterday. The shop has actually been vandalized and burglarized several times before. The shop said Bakersfield Police are investigating.
A Bakersfield man who served more than 40 years in prison for a murder he did not commit is now a free man, and he sat down with 17 News to reflect on his release from prison. Cedric Struggs had been serving a sentence of 25 years to life for his role in the 1980 robbery of the Hudson Oil gas station. One of Struggs' co-defendants pulled a gun and shot gas station employee Alfred Dishman in the chest, killing him. The law at the time said defendants could be found guilty of murder if they committed a dangerous felony that resulted in the death of another person, even if they didn't personally kill the victim. But in 2019, the law changed and now requires a person to actually commit or aid in a killing to be charged with murder. A judge resentenced Struggs to 4 years for robbery, noting he's served far more than that and ordered him released, quote, as soon as possible. After 4 decades behind bars, Struggs has been reunited with his family as a free man.
Oh man, it was just too much, you know, and just seeing them and hugging them and kissing them and seeing my brothers, my sisters, cousins, my great grandkids. I don't even really think it hit me until I went to church. I forgot what day it was, the last Sunday, and my brother was preaching and telling the story, and he added me into that situation about, hey, my brother, man, been down 42 years, this and that. And man, I started crying, and you know, it kind of hit me there, and everybody was coming up and giving me hugs and different stuff. So it was love, man, very love.
Struggs says he's been learning all about new technology that has come out since his arrest, eating all the food he can, and of course, making up for lost time with his mother, his great-grandkids, and other family.
The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.